Right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and double honors unto the apostles at Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there on the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Alright. Just gonna start off with this scripture right here in the book of Job. Okay, the 5th chapter. Alright. And this is Job 5:12. He says, He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Alright? Now that's going into the elites and the times we're living in. Alright? The He represents Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, the power over the heavens and the earth. The devices represent the thoughts and the intricate plans of the power elite. Okay, the heads of Esau, the chief demons over the earth. Okay, the Rothschilds, etc. Right, that they cannot perform their enterprise. What's the enterprise? The enterprise is what the so-called white man calls the New World Order. Now, what is the New World Order? The New World Order is the rulership of the power elite of Esau over the people in a technocratic, totalitarian fucking state, man. World state. Right? And it goes back to them basically not only wanting to be gods, but also they want to get that birthright, which they lost through means of what? Technology. Alright? Now, to get to that point of the New World Order, okay, there are certain things that they have to achieve. First of all, they need to have the technological ability to track, trace, and control all the people on the planet Earth. They also need to reduce the population to a controllable population, which according to them is 500 million. Right? They need to make the people one and have a world government. Alright? Now, they have already done the research and got all the technology and the military equipment and they got everything they need to wrap this thing up. So the only thing they need to do right now is bring in the chaos, which is going to cause the transition from the current state of affairs to the New World Order, and at the same time cause a mass depopulation so they can have that controlled population at the end. Right? That's why they want to have everybody chipped. That's why they got all this ubiquitous computing everywhere. Alright? Because it's all about control, because they know that when you go into history, alright, one group of people always rule over another group of people, but there come a point where that people that was underneath revolted and took over the ones above them. So basically what Esau's trying to do is he's trying to set up a world order where it is impossible. It is actually an impossibility for anyone to rise against him. Okay? Because why? He's going to have you chipped. Every single thing you do is going to be controlled and monitored. Every talk, your very speech, even your own mind. Esau's looking to put chips in your brain and control you, so that there's no chance of any revolt against him, so he can have an everlasting kingdom. Is it not written in the scriptures that their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever? That really goes into the elites. They want to set up this New World Order and use so-called technology to continue their houses forever. Alright? But the Lord's going to disappoint that. But they're going to get an opportunity to try and bring that in, which is the martial law. Alright? Because a lot of these people out here, they don't seem to understand that a lot of these privileges and the freedoms that Esau has allowed them to have, he's going to take all of them away. You see, going back into before the so-called white man took over in this last stint, people always had certain boundaries that they lived by. And that boundary came with a certain structure and a certain order. As in, look, you had family boundaries, husband and wife, etc. What the so-called white man's done is destroyed all boundaries to the intent that the chaos caused from that, he can come in and install his own boundaries, which were even more constrictive than the ones they were before. I'm going to give you an example. In the New World Order, you women are not going to be allowed to be walking around the street doing whatever you want, shopping. First of all, there ain't going to be no shopping. You're gonna be allocated, okay, resources. You're going to be rationed out resources. You're not going to be having no babies. You're not going to be able to choose whether you want to have a baby or not. The state is going to choose whether you have a baby or not, if you have babies at all. Because they're going to have something called test tube babies. You're not going to choose a partner. A computer is going to choose your partner, if you have a partner at all. See, you people, man, you running with the ways of the so-called white man, not knowing that the Most High will give you more freedom than the white man do. The white man's ready to feel to lock you people down in a type of tyrannical madness that's never been seen before on the planet Earth. But he's not gonna get opportunity to fulfill all that. Okay, that's why he gonna chip you. You see, you people today, you're used to having long ass baths, long ass showers, man. You be in the shower for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. In the New World Order, you're going to have a shower for the optimum amount of time that the computer tells you to have a shower, no more, no less. You're going to have the amount of sleep that the white man tells you can have, no more, no less. You're going to have the amount of calories that the white man recommends you should have daily, no more, no less. Now, that's not going to apply to the super elite. It's only going to apply to their slaves. There's only going to be two sets of people in the New World Order. The super elite, who are going to be like, who they want to be like gods, and then you're going to have you common people that are alive. You're just going to be automatons, slaves for them to do whatever they will, and you're going to be ruled over by the state. Okay, now that being said, that's why I'm going to get into this article. See, there ain't going to be no middle class. There ain't going to be no working class. It's just going to be slaves and the super elite and the state. Okay? And the corporations which form the state. Okay, like Google. Okay? Certain corporations are going to survive because they're going to be part of the structure of the state. Okay? Because Google is the state anyway. Now, this is an article here because it's called FEMA, Google, Skynet, and martial law. So you see, all these things, these part areas of the globe of society seem to have been unrelated, but they were all related in the end of the day. Google and FEMA and the martial law, it all gonna come together in one vice grip. It's a crafty plan. Okay, that's why they're known as the crafty. Now it says the day fast approaches where your stuff in storage or in the home won't mean anything as the globalists imprison and murder Americans and take all their belongings, cars, planes, and everything in between. Part of the martial law that they're going to bring down on the earth is they're going to destroy private property. There's going to be no such thing as private property, man. It's all going to be owned by the state. And then the state is owned by the elites. Alright? This is Google is Watching You by Susan Duclos. Due to a keen-eyed emailer with a good memory, we see what happens to some to be further preparation happening across the US to implement martial law by using executive orders that have been passed throughout the decades. Now, make no mistake, these same executive orders are basically everywhere. They have, all these governments are passing these same laws. They just got different names for them. The same thing over here in the UK. The email was forwarded to an AMP by author and researcher Steve Quayle, who received it after he woke at 4:14 a.m. Mountain Time after having a dream vision of the military coming down the highway, opening storage units, and they appeared to be foreign soldiers. Yeah, because they're gonna converse. You see, you got all these guys talking about how they're storing up foods. The government are gonna come. If you got a large amount of food stashed away, the government know that you got that. They're gonna come and commandeer that for the war effort. It says, I got this email from the corporate office where I work in Colorado. Actually, The state I work in doesn't matter, as they have over 2,400 properties across the country, and this applies to all of them. To most people, this email I received is no big deal, but after all that I've learned over the past year, this is very disturbing to me, because at most self-storage companies, there are apartments on site, usually right behind the office. My company freely gave Google the okay to do this without asking us that live on site. I don't see any good reason to do what they want to do, only evil intent. Why must they have this information? I feel like calling my corporate office and asking why they didn't ask for our okay. We are not entitled to privacy. No, in the New World Order, there's not going to be no privacy. There's going to be cameras everywhere. Okay? You see, you got these guys like Nate. They don't understand what's going on out here, man, because they're peons. They don't understand how biometrics in the RFID will work. Well, us brothers, we went down to the RFID conference down there in London, and it was explained to us how it works. You got your biometric data on the cloud, and you got your RFID chip in your body. The RFID chip is going to store your biometric data. When you're walking around on the street, the cameras and all these different things are going to be analyzing your biometric makeup and linking it in with the biometric data on your chip. That's how they're going to be able to know the chip is identifying this person and the biometrics match that's what's on the chip. That's why you won't be able to use someone else's chip, because that chip, when the cameras check you, the chip is going to come up with your name and your biometric data, and then when they scan you, and if your biometric data don't match what's on the chip, you're going to be arrested and thrown into a concentration camp and probably put to death. Okay? So it's a security loop, your biometric data and the RFID chip. And the RFID chip is to store that data within you, and also to track and trace you, man. You people don't know what you're dealing with, man. You don't know the mind of this devil, man. It says, the email says this: Dear Public Storage Property Manager, Public Storage is engaged with Google Inc. in a program that will help Google increase location accuracy near our venue here. As part of this program, we are permitting Google representatives to enter publicly accessible areas, including areas behind the gate in our store business locations, to collect publicly visible data and signals which can be used to provide location and geo-related services. See, this is all part of them quantifying their domain. Hey, Jade Helm. Mastering the human domain. It's all about quantifying everything, man. Putting everything in ones and zeros on a computer so it can all be managed technocratically. Alright? We ain't going to read the rest of the email. We're going to read down. Now it says that FEMA executive orders. The document referred to is actually one of many executive orders since 1960s. You could read through this whole thing yourself. I'm not going to read through the whole email. I'm just giving you the gist of it. All given unlimited authority to the Federal Emergency Management Agency in the event of a national emergency. That's why they're going to bring in that chaos, and that chaos is going to cause them to be able to bring in what they really want, which is a complete totalitarian state over the whole planet. Declaration, or in the event that martial law is declared in the United States of America. The specific EO referencing public storage was originally set forth in 1962 and states the following in part: by virtue of the authority vested in me as President of the United States, including authority, blah, 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 blah. Section 1, blah, 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 blah. Let's just jump down, you know. Basically, I ain't going to read through the whole thing, but the executive order basically says that the government can take control of your storage unit. Alright? And you can read the full list of all these executive orders, man. Seizure of all communications media in the United States. Seizure of all electric power, fuels, and minerals, public and private. Public, meaning there's going to be no private property. Seizure of all means of transportation. That's your car. Personal cars, trucks, vehicles. You don't, nothing. It don't belong to you. Seizure of all American people for workforces. You don't belong to yourself. Seizure of all health, education, and welfare facilities, public and private. See? Public and private. Empowered the Postmaster General to register all men, women, and children in the U.S. That's already that everyone's gonna be chipped and accounted for. Seizure of all airports and aircraft. See, seizure of all housing. Your house belongs to them, the state and finance authorities. Seizure of all railroads, and the list goes on. And that's the New World Order right there. What you're reading right there is the New World Order. Complete control and quantification of everything by the state and ultimately the power elite. Right? Now you could post this article and you can read through it, and that's why they've been building these supercomputers, because the supercomputers are the ones that are gonna basically manage all this information once it's quantified and chipped. That's why you got something called ubiquitous computing, ubiquitous RFID, the Internet of Things. It's all to set up this slave grid, this New World Order that they think that they're gonna be able to control everything, man, for the rest of eternity, man. But the Lord's going to disappoint them, but they're going to have a good go at bringing it in. And it starts with this martial law, man. That's why all your bank accounts and all that's going to be empty. See, if you're rich, you're not going to be rich anymore, man. There's only going to be one. It's either going to be you're in the super elite or you're just a fucking slave, man. There's not going to be no middle class. None of that is going to exist, man. Once that martial law goes in, everyone's going back to zero except them. And that's why you're going to have to take that chip. And whatever they give you on your chip, that's what you got. They're not going to translate your hundreds of millions into that chip. No. You're going to get your daily rations, man. And this is it. Day your credit cards die, man. Alright? And they speak about in this article the reliance on consumer credit. I'm not going to read through it. Brothers can read through it, man. When your credit and debit cards die before your eyes. Now, check this out. Banks will confiscate your money. This is the part I want. Public banking expert Ellen Brown clearly explained what will happen when everything comes crashing down in an interview with Greg Hunter, where she explains that new rules were passed at the G20 meeting in Australia, which will allow banks to take money from depositors and pensions globally. Don't you know that there's more debt in the world than there is capital in these banks? So basically, what does that mean? That means that all your money is they purposely created a giant debt hole so that all your money and wealth is going to go into that debt hole. And then guess what's going to happen after that? Then they're going to bring in that chip and they're going to say, look, we got to scratch that whole system, or you're going to get this chip and it's going to have your money on there or your rations. Yep. This is how many credits you're going to have per day, and this is what you're going to spend it on. This is what the time that we're going into, man. And they're about ready to institute this. Alright? They're about ready to bring all this into order, man. So, you clowns out there that are playing these games, man, they really don't know what's going on out here, like these guys in the black unconscious group, these people in the churches, you need to realize that the devil, the so-called white man, has an agenda, man. This New World Order, man, and it ain't about you women being free. That's why you women are gonna get fucked up, man. You actually believe that the white man, listen, you women are gonna get fucked up. You're slaves too. You're going into concentration camps, man. All this liberty that you've received in order to destroy the family and destroy the fabric of society, that was all done for a reason. That was to bring in the chaos so they could bring the order. The order they're bringing in, you women are not gonna be free to do what the hell you want. You stupid ass women, man. You're going to get fucked up in them concentration camps too. You're going to get chipped and labeled, man. And if you ain't on the list for survival, you're going to be put to death. Because the state is going to have the ultimate power over everything, life and death. So marvel not if they're trying to force people to take vaccines, man. Why are you marveling over that? 1984, the state will be God, man. That's what they're trying to bring in. But the Lord's going to raise up the men of the Lord to come up against that. But they're going to kill a lot of you niggas, man. Bringing this thing in. This is Ezekiel 21 and 9. You see, all this whole thing, this whole age, technological age, was all about building up the technology and the framework to bring in this New World Order. And they've got everything they need now. So now it's just a matter of burning the old society to bringing in the new. Alright? And part of that is them killing 80% of the people on the planet Earth, man. So just think, and man, there's going to be mass death out here, man. This is our Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Because the so-called white man is deadly serious about wiping out you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. He's deadly serious about that. He spent billions upon billions of money, decades planning for that time when he was going to eradicate you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians and usher in his new world order, man. Over 500 million people, man. He's deadly serious, man. This is a serious thing, man. But you guys out there want to fucking play games, man. The game time is almost up, man. Because at the same time, these devils are seeing the chariots of the Lord and they're seeing the men of the Lord waking up. So they're rushing this thing now. They're rushing this thing into being into going down, man. And they got the world economy is ready to drop. They got the troops in place. This thing could go down any month now. They're ready. They got the technology that they need, man. They got the cameras that can see in the dark and scan your biometrics, man. They got the ubiquitous computing. They got the drones. They got the robots, man. That's another article I'm going to post in the description box. Using the robots and all that to control people, man. Because the robots will be reliable, man. Robots don't get emotional. They follow orders, man. See, you people, man, you don't have no idea what's going to go down out here. It says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened. What's a sword? These different martial law troops. These different biological weapons. All these different agents of death that are going to come down on the people of this planet, man. And mainly on you Israelites, man. To give it into the hands of the slayer. Who's the slayer? The elites. Because they're the ones wielding the martial law troops and wielding these weapons and these missiles. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh, man. So this thing is ready, man. Like I said, it ain't just about the martial law troops. It's about the computers, the Google, the Google echelon, gathering all the information on people, man. Predictive programming. They've got this whole thing set up, man, and a whole framework set up of ready to just start killing you Negroes, man, and bringing in their new world order, man. And the only way you're going to be saved out of these things if you're an Israelite is if you're of the elect. That's if you believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and follow the things which are written in these scriptures, man. In faith. That's the only way. That's what we're telling you, man. So if you're an Israelite, if you're a Negro, Hispanic, Native American, or one of our descendants, and the Spirit of the Lord is clicking with you, you better get into this thing, man, and learn this truth, man. The right way. Otherwise, the time is almost up, man. Revelations 12 and 12. In fact, let me read that, man. This is deadly serious, man. Esau's got all that technology, all that good stuff ready, man. He ain't waiting around too long to get this job done. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you. Now that word come down unto you, that's parabolic for bringing pressure on someone. He's going to come down on your ass, man. The so-called white man is going to come down on you with the martial law troops, the death, destruction, and the starvation, man. Right? Having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, meaning he has a short space of time to bring in this new world order, man. You people out there better stop fucking playing games, man. You niggas out there that are worrying about this damn fucking woman thing. Look, man, don't worry about these fucking women, man. The ones of them that are meant to be saved, they're going to be saved, man. What you need to worry about is getting this truth, man, and being on the right side of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Fuck all this westernization shit, man. Because this Western world's going to burn, man. Alright? Seeing all these things shall be dissolved, man. What manner of persons ought you to be, man? And that's all. Like I said, I'm going to post these articles and you can actually sit, because it was too much to read through all the articles, man. And read these articles and put the dots together, man. Put the dots together, man. We almost at that point. You see what's happening with the Chinese stock market. We almost at that point where they're ready to bring that pain, man. They're ready to bring that pain, that martial law world. They're ready to unleash chaos on this earth, man. And really, it's the Lord ready to do that. The doors of mercy are closing, man. Shalom.